hell yeah. That looks absolutely amazing. Just look at that. Absolutely love the Gravedigger. Hi guys, welcome back to the RC store. My name's Ammo. Huge box on the desk today. This is the brand new Losi Lmt 2.0. Guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Appliance Electronics. They offer me fantastic customer service every time. This just got launched and it got released in the UK today. I had a message, I shot over to the store and picked one up. If you want some excellent customer service, be sure to check out their website. I'll put a link in the description. Also, their website scrolling across the bottom here, which is www.applianceelectronics.co.uk. Be sure to check them out. Guys, in this video, we're going to go in depth and dig deep into the Losi Lmt 2.0. I've been intrigued since this truck's come out. It looks absolutely amazing. And I wanted to find out for myself and give an honest opinion about this. Is it a gimmick or is it a real stunt truck that is aided with the new electronics? Now this will be spectacular because them electronics work fantastic in the Losi Pro Moto, and I'm hoping they're as good in this. So without further ado, let's get into some box art and check this thing out. So this is the famous Monster Jam Gravedigger Losi race inspired LMT. As you can see, this is a 2.0 version, 4x4, ready to run Monster Jam truck. This has Freestyle Mode, which allows you to hold longer wheelies, balance for stoppies and bicycle on two wheels. So spinning the box round, it just shows the front end of the Gravedigger, and over on this corner, it just gives you some age recommendations. It states it's not for children under the age of 14. It's not a toy, and it says that in multiple languages as well. Over on the back end of the box, giving you a bird's eye view of the truck. Over here, it shows you the Spektrum Drive with Freestyle Mode. There is some jargon here. I'm not going to read it all out, but you can pause the screen if you choose to wish to read that. You can do. I believe you got the DX3 controller and you use the A and B rocker switch to switch through modes, just like the Losi Pro Moto. That indicates the A and B rocker switch and showing you the different types of modes you have. You have freestyle mode, wheelie mode, unlimited mode as well. So you can hold longer wheelies, balance for stoppies, and bicycle on two wheels. So flipping to the other side, it's showing us what's new for the 2.0. You've got a powder coated twin vertical plate chassis, S680 high torque metal top steel gear 25 tooth servo with new Belleville spring servo saver, 8 shocks with Turnell springs and replica molded reservoirs, officially licensed BKT tires and 2.6 inch wheels with removable false speed locks, which are demonstrated in green just there. You do also have a highly detailed licensed official body. The scale driver and inserts finish off the true monster scale looks, and also you have a 1/8 scale drivetrain with HD diff cases and crushed drive protection, front flip cage with easy twist lock attachment, stronger two-piece solid front and rear axle housings, and a Spektrum 2S to 4S capable brushless power system. Here we have some specifications on the length, width, height and wheelbase. You can pause the screen if you want to read them out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to unboxing this and checking this out. So the Losi Lmt 2.0 comes completely ready to run. You can get two variants. You can get the Gravedigger or you can get the Son of a Digger, which is the blue variant. Now this vehicle is ready to run. However, you do need to complete a 2 to 4S LiPo battery with an IC5 plug, a compatible charger, obviously to charge the battery. There are some specifications just there of what you can choose to buy. Included in the kit itself, you have the Losi Lmt 2.0, solid axle monster truck, which is ready to run, Spektrum DX3 Smart DSMR LMT 2.0 transmitter. You get a Spektrum 6-channel drive receiver, which is already pre-installed, a Spektrum firmer 130 amp black edition brushless smart ESC, which is compatible with 2 to 4S LiPo batteries, a Spektrum firmer 3668 2800 kV 4-pole brushless motor with a 5mm shaft installed, Spektrum S680 high torque metal top steel gear 25 tooth servo, 4 AA batteries for your transmitter, and you do get some miscellaneous tools and instruction manuals as well. Right, let's get this unboxed. Oh wow, that looks amazing. Check that out. Right, what I'm going to do is get all this out of here. I'll spread it across the desk and I'll check back in with you guys. Right, so we've got everything spread across the desk. Let's dive into what we get with the actual truck itself. So you do get a load of different battery straps depending on the size of battery you're using. Remember, this truck is capable of 2 to 4S. So they give you a number of different battery straps. You do get some wheel extenders and what look like hub carriers. Now, I'm not sure if the offsets are slightly different on these to give it a wider stance or a narrower stance, but you do get these, or they might just be spares. So I'll have to have a look into that. Foam piece, now this is to secure your battery. If you're using a smaller battery, this basically takes out some of that space and helps fill the battery tray. A Losi race inspired sticker, or decal should I say. Now this comes with absolutely every Losi RC. At the back, it looks like some sort of business card. Gives you all their information with their social media, etc. all on there. 4 AA batteries. You get an aerial tube. However, using an aerial tube on this truck would have to be internal. On a stunt truck, you don't want this hanging out the top. It's just going to get ripped off. Quick start guide. The quick start guide is in color and it is very, very detailed in respect of a quick start guide. Here it basically shows you how to turn the truck on and basically goes through all the different driving modes, etc. Very nice and easy, simple quick start guide. Over on the rear, it shows you a few tricks there as well and how to carry them out. So here you have the official manual. Now the manual itself is quite thick. However, there are multiple languages in here. Once again, it's got your quick start guide, but within detail, as you can see there. So they elaborate a bit more on the different settings, etc. And I'm guessing they may also have exploded diagrams. I'm just going to check. Oh yes. So over on the back, you do have exploded diagrams along with part numbers. The part numbers can be traced back to specific parts by looking in the index at the back of the actual manual. Index here will give you the part numbers. The part numbers will tell you exactly what the part's called. You can search it up on Losi's website direct, or you can contact your dealer and order the parts directly. But nice little touch that. We also get a Spektrum DX3 controller. Now this DX3 controller is very, very similar to the one you get with the Losi Pro Motor MX and the SM. Now the thing that makes this different is the A and B buttons actually functioning, and you've also got some extra toggles just here. So I'll go through everything that's on here. So you've got your power on and off just here at the back. At the bottom here in the base, it opens up, you put your 4 AA batteries. It's a nice pistol style controller. It is nice and chunky. It gives you a fair amount of grip. The actual contour is pretty much perfect for someone who's got hands like myself. I've never had an issue with these controllers. They do have a nice foam wheel, which gives you plenty of grip there. Now you can get a thumb controller to basically clip onto this. If you choose you want to do that, you can do to make it a bit easier. But yes, they're not the best for single hand steering. As you can see, I'm struggling with my thumb, but a very good controller. So over here you have a bind button, which binds obviously to your receiver. You do have target angle toggle here. You have a brake rate just here, and you also have the steering trim and a roll trim. Now the roll trim and target angle I've never used myself. I'm guessing the target angle is going to be an adjustment to show you how much you want it to wheelie. Argument's sake, if the truck's rolling and you want to get it, the target angle's 90 degrees, you turn it up so you can achieve 90 degrees. If you want a lower target angle, obviously it hits lower. You've also got the roll trim. Now, I don't know what the roll trim is, being completely honest. I will go through the manuals and read everything. But I wanted to basically show you guys this firsthand and just how I'm experiencing it. And that's what this channel's always been about. So, yeah, so you've got the roll trim there. You've also got your steering neutral and reverse over the top here. You've got your throttle, neutral and reverse. And you've got your throttle limit here. So you can limit it to 50, 75 or 100, depending on who's using the truck. And depending on what sort of mode you want it on as well. If you're a beginner, you might want to have less power. Or if you want more power, flick it over to 100. You do have the smart battery level telemetry just here. So if you're using the Spektrum smart batteries in the truck, it will show you your battery power level just here, which is a nice neat touch, but only works with Spektrum batteries. That's the controller out of the way. Let's check out the truck. Oh, this thing is going to look fantastic when I take off this wrap. Oh, hell yeah. That looks absolutely amazing. Just look at that. Absolutely love the Gravedigger. Wow. Now, this ain't going to stay shiny for long. As you know, this is a stunt truck and stunt trucks get absolutely destroyed. So, having a nice, clean, shiny body will only last up until the first run. And once the first run's done, this will be absolutely obliterated, which is a bit unfortunate, but nevertheless, that's what they're designed to do. So looking at the truck, first of all, I am going to say it's a lot heavier than I thought. I didn't expect it to be this heavy, and it feels like a lot of the weight is lower down, and it feels really durable. I ain't going to lie. It feels quite heavy low down. Now, the axles are plastic on here, as you can see, and yeah, it's got metal links, etc., but it feels really heavy low down. That's my first impression. In terms of suspension, it seems to bottom out on the back very, very easy. I don't know if that's down to the fluid settings or if it's just meant to be like that, but it does bottom out quite a bit on the back. And over on the front, same on the front. I have noticed I have got some fluid on the actual shock bump stops. Now, I don't know if that's normal. I'll bring the camera in and let's have a proper look at this together. So starting up on the front, the first thing you can notice on top of that center axle, you've got your servo. So it is an axle mounted servo, as you can see just there. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is making sure there's some sort of protection on your servo. There's no protection there. However, I think your wheels should hit the ground first before your servo. So there's plenty of clearance there. And yeah, that should be protected unless you go head on onto something. You do have plastic steering links, as you can see, going across. The steering itself, wow, it turns quite a bit. I literally just turned that right now. It does have a great steering angle for sure. Now going across here, this is 4-wheel drive, and you can see CVDs in there. Absolutely fantastic. You got your twin shocks. Now these are internal shocks, so no springs are on display. The actual springs are internal. Looking at suspension travel, it doesn't have a great deal of travel, and that's my honest opinion. But like I said, I've not ran this, so I don't know what to expect yet. But it does feel like it bottoms out ever so easily, is the only way to describe it. But it might have a lot of torque where it lifts, so we'll have to check it out. You do have working lights, or should I say headlights up at the front. You gotta love the Gravedigger. Pure classic truck this is. You do have some nice flames going across the top. Absolutely fantastic. And the actual Gravedigger logo going across the top there as well. So looking at the tyres, these are new tyres for this particular truck. Now, I have been warned that you do have to bed these tyres in order to do bicycles, which is rolling this truck on 2 wheels like so. You do have to get these tyres worn in just so that these edges, you can roll it a bit easier. So you do need to wear them in. You do have, like I said, the fake bead locks on here. I did mention that across the unboxing. Going across here, you can see your green powder coated chassis. Looks absolutely fantastic. You do have a exhaust here. Some fantastic detail for sure. You can see loads of sponsor stickers across the bottom, just like you would on a real monster truck. Going across here, I've noticed you've got an anti-roll bar just here, which obviously helps. It doesn't have a bar attaching to the other side. It literally just goes from here, coming down and onto the axle. I'm sure there's another name for this, but yeah. You do have 4 metal links at the bottom. So you got one here, one across the other side, and down here. And first thing first, they are sitting relatively flat. So that's why you've got a better lower center of gravity. It's going to prevent the truck from toppling over a lot less. So yeah, that's a neat touch that they got that right straight away. So going over to the rear, you got your twin shocks on the rear. You do have these fake reservoirs on here. They're not real, they do float around for some reason. And yeah, you can see the bump stops just there. Now, the leaky fluid I mentioned, as you can see, just on that back bump stop, there is some residue just there, as you can see. Now, the suspension bottoms out very, very easily. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's meant to be like that, but I will look into it. Coming across the back of the truck, you can see the fantastic lime green roll cage hanging out the back. Now, this acts like a wheelie bar. It doesn't have a wheelie bar with wheels on it, but it does have this that drags across the floor. You can see your rear solid axle. You can see your extended arms just there. Overall, fantastic looking truck. The amazing Gravedigger livery across the side of the truck. These are decals. This isn't painted. These are decals across the side. You got decals across the top and over the other side, along with the front. It looks absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look underneath. So looking underneath, not a lot to see, to be fair. It's very, very skinny in terms of a traditional monster truck style chassis. Like I said, you do have your 4 links there that are metal, as you can see. You've got your rear prop and you've got your front pop just there. You've got your steering arms. You can see across there. Yeah, not a lot to see, to be fair. Now, in terms of how to take the body off, you do have a twist clip just there, and you do have a body pin here and one across the other side. So I'm going to remove them and let's take off this shell and check it out inside. So to take off the body, once you've undone them clips, you literally flip this forward and up it comes. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very simple, very easy and very effective. So looking inside the shell, you can see a full roll cage. You can see the bottom of the interior cockpit there, which is obviously your man sitting there. Goes over and you can see some working headlights. Now you do have the wiring for the headlights sticking out here. So that obviously needs to be plugged in, and that'll get plugged in just over here. Now you do have your ESC, as you can see sitting here, which is a Spektrum Thermo 130. It's the Black Edition ESC. A brushless motor sitting across just here, which is a Spektrum Thermo 2800 kV motor just there. You do have IC5 adapter, so you can run this on your traditional Spektrum batteries or another battery, but with an IC5 connector. If you chop this connector off, guys, you will lose warranty. And with something with this sort of tech in, you want to keep your warranty. It's the only thing I can advise. But some people might be out there and they'll probably cut them. If you have to, guys, this ain't no power run machine. So you just use an adapter if needs be. But yeah, overall, looks absolutely fantastic. You do have some covers here. Now that cover there, if you remove that, that will give you access to your pinion gear, so forth, which is all in here. You do have a system in here which acts like a slipper clutch, where it prevents any harsh landings knackering your gearing, etc., which is pretty cool. Now that's sitting just in there. Like I said, it acts like a slipper clutch that sits in there. You've got your manifold on your detailed exhaust system with your exhaust hanging out there. This thing looks fantastic. I can't wait to take this out and go for a full-on blast with it. The Losi Lmt 2.0. I can't wait to take this out. Now, the fantastic thing about this truck is you don't need to go find a specific surface to go have a blast with this. You don't need to find yourself a track. You don't need to find yourself an obstacle course. You can literally just go out and have fun. Now, join me in the next video where I'm going to take this out and take it for its first blast. Now, I may encounter some problems. One of them will probably be me getting used to the actual controls on the truck. But who knows, it might be very, very simple to use. But we will find out, and we'll find out together. Also, with this truck, it's not one of those. You can take it to a skate park. You can have some skate park fun with it. But it's not really intended for that. It's not been designed to go 8 foot in the air. It's more designed to have realistic monster truck fun. And that's what my aim with this truck is. Basically, what I do with my Raminator, which is my large primal monster truck, I'm going to be doing a similar thing with this, but on a smaller scale. The good thing about this is I can take it to a car park and have some fun without going silly and doing high speeds, etc. You can go nice and low and practice how to do them wheelies, how to do them stoppies, and how to handle it on 2 wheels. It's going to be fun. Be sure to check out the next video where we will take this out. Guys, if you've enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that notification button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.